Hello darlings. So we did that important video last week with Lars. I'm sorry there was an echo because Lars had headphones on and we were using his Zoom account. So I have paid, as I said, 350 euros for subtitles instead of 100 something to have them wait a few more days. So I've now waited nearly a week and they're still trying to get through to do it. I don't even know if they're going to manage to do it, but you will have that video with subtitles, which in that video I explain the importance of the 5th of November. So the 5th of November, it's 16 years since V for Vendetta came out. V is 5 in Roman numerals. So 16 years is 6-1, it's the 7. It's the last 90-degree angle, and that's why James Bond died Sean Connery on the same day. Sean Connery is Scottish. Sean means gracious God. G, the famous French film, The Pygmalion, the old man and the young girl, which is what we're coming to. We're coming into Sagittarius. We've got Jude Pete, and now we're being tilted to Jude Paul. So Jude Paul works with Black Virgo on the solar pillar, Jude Polo and Virgo Black, and now religion, Jesus, invisible Jesus is gone. We're back to the gangster Jesus, the masked hero with his apprentice. The 14-year-old girl now becomes one with Jack, Gemini, Sirius, opposite, Altair, Sagittarius. So that we're back onto that angle, onto this angle, and they're merging Gemini to be one with this girl so they can turn the Taurus into the, they're making back to black, and they're using the twins to make the free Martins. I show you in every video. So I said that it was a very big day because we had a black moon on the 5th. This is, I've got this in Texas, so it's not quite the same time as in Paris. In Paris, that black moon was absolutely on the 5th. Okay, so we've just got... It's just after in Texas on the 5th. So it's still the black moon on the scales of Libra, on justice. And Venus that rules Libra is on the dart. So this is D'Artagnan, and that's why my village is called Aignan. Aignan is N, like entry. So we're flipping from the Polaris to VEGA. Venus was conjunct VEGA. This is the golden triangle. This is the wolf. This is Lupercalia, the priests, and the name of the village where D'Artagnan is next to where I live. So this is why the lake where I live, the castle is La Cosse, the crocodile, and the lake is in the shape of a dart, and the little lake where I live, where they've cut all the wood down, it's just 7 kilometers exactly between the two villages for that last leg. So this is D'Artagnan. This is they're going to be merging the fixed cross with the mutable cross. I'm going to show you the pictures. So that I was saying that was a big date. And we had the Travis Scott. So Sean Connery, he is known, the James Bond, the Goldfinger, the phallus of Osiris, and he's always in front of the Looney Tune bullseye, which is exactly what Astro World, the event on the same day. We've got this passage because we're between the two eclipses. We're right bang in between these two eclipses, and the 2024 one is on April the 8th. So it takes Venus 8 years to do a 5-petaled flower in the sky. So 8, that's why when my dog was killed on Easter Day, that was the last time they killed 8 bulls in my village. So at the Travis Scott, people, it's the raging bull. It's the people were run over in a stampede. And this is just showing people like animals, herding, stampeding, 8 people killed. So we're right there. That's why we did the video. We're being flip-flopped from the feminine axis. So we've come leaving the age of Pisces, white water, Europe, ruled by Jupiter, Jude Pete, opposite Virgo, black, earth, mutable. And now we're being flipped back onto the Sirius Gemini to Sagittarius. So that's Cupid and Valentine. Okay, Valentine is the gangster. He's the masked hero. This is Batman, always with his apprentice, Robin. So this is the story of Chiron, who was a slightly more evolved senator than the other senators. And he taught Mercury, Gemini. He was his master. So this is Big Brother. This is no more the invisible God in the clouds. This is a visible Big Brother. This is the guru. This is all your people over Facebook. This is the new Pygmalion Sagittarius, and he's taking Gemini, Jack and Jill, because Jill, 14-year-old pre-sexual girl, and Gemini, the 7-year-old boy, they are merged as one for the 14 pieces of Osiris. They become the 114 girl. They are meant to, mutable black earth, mutable air, they are meant to, Jack and Jill went up the hill, the DNA strands, to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down, broke his crown, Jill came tumbling after. So they don't make it to or we've got Pluto about to go into Capricorn, which will activate the generation of the Rosemary babies, Pluto in Virgo, and they are meant to rise to Capricorn, and mutable air is meant to rise to fixed air and cardinal earth. So this is, you know, decapitation. Scotland is the straight line up, the meridian line. That's why in Paris, Texas, I've done all those films. I did all those videos I did a year ago, Paris, Texas, with Puss in Boots. So D'Artagnan, the Puss in Boots, now becomes masculine. Cat represents feminine, lunar, and dogs represent masculine, solar. So they've got the Puss in Boots as D'Artagnan that kills the egg. The egg is the eagle. It's the last leg, and they become the 1-2 slaves of this Sagittarius, Jupiter, Jude Polo, Asia. So James Bond, dub L07, dub L, 2 L's, capital L's, is the right 90-degree corner. So we had Prince Philip, that makes 99. So he was 99 years old when he died, and now we've got 07, James Bond, Sean Connery, the Scottishman. We're meant to go up that meridian line. Scotland is if we're straight, but we're being retilted, as Lars explained. We're having the crocodile dialing us round and spinning us back. Oh, dog's having a nightmare. Oops, she's barking in her dream. So the decapitation, Sean Connery, he was castrated female, and introducing the Free Martins, the sterilized Lara Crofts with their Peter Pan little boys, the festival, La La Land, going through the whole. So I had no idea who this man is, Travis Scott, but you see, this is the Looney Tunes. This is the target behind James Bond. It's the bullseye. We're going through that bullseye, and we're going to come out with the birth of the Solar King. So in the beginning of October, we had the white deer killed, representing the lunar pillar. and that was when my son-in-law went, and his funeral was on the 5th of November as well as this event. So he's called Travis Scott, this guy. So Travis is the name in Paris, Texas, of the man. Paris, Texas. Paris, Texas. So this film, Paris, Texas, that I've covered. So you've got, you know, you've got at the beginning of the film, you've got him with, maybe they won't show the film. They seem to cut when I show. He's got the hawk behind him. This is life on Mars, and then he goes and they show us the Frozen. They show us Frozen when he's in the cafe at the beginning. Oh, that's just a trailer. Okay, well there's the hawk. You just saw the hawk. So he goes to a cafe. You have to go back and look at my old videos. You'll see it on here. He's called Travis, right? So the Travis is simply this. Travis is a French name, which means to traverse, to keep us on the Tipperary Rocky Horror Show, a jump to the left, a jump to the right. And then we've got Taxi Driver that I've been talking about the weeks before, but Jodie Foster and Robert De Niro, he's called Travis. Taxi, Texas. It's the yellow cab. It's not the true chariot of Saturn. This is the Joker in his taxi cab, his yellow submarine. So Robert De Niro is called Travis, and Jodie Foster, again, we've got the older brother with his Virgo girl, Black Mutable Earth. So I was just looking at a video of Travis called Stop Trying to Be Gods, and you see it's all about, so it's the rising of Black Earth, and you've got him on his ram, on his chariots of fire, but he's on Mars, he's on Ram. This is not the goat. They've killed the goat. Texas, North America, they want to bring up this in Paris. And that's why the place is called NRG, energy. So N is the North Polaris, the 5-pointed star, and R is Romulus and Remus. So Romulus and Remus is Gemini and Sagittarius. Okay, we've got on D'Artagnan, Venus, right on the dart that goes into the heart. You know, this is the passage. It's the green heart passage that we're going through. They want to bring up the jolly green giant with his corona borealis crown, the never-ending war between communism, socialism, and fascism. Climate change. This is Bacchus. This is the god of fertility. This is using Virgo to bring up, and the twins for the DNA strands of Gemini with this new god. So NRG, G is the number 7, but in French you pronounce G, J. J is G. So Scorpio is, you see, there's your Joker, the Hook, Captain Hook, Scorpio. So we've gone from NRG. Can you find that crane in that film I showed you in the last video for Contact with Jodie Foster? That's just jellyfish. It's the same as Jane Fonda. It's jellyfish. I showed you that she goes into that machine, which is just the nucleus, the proton, and the electron, and it's the Milky Way with the it's just the constellations. It's the Milky Way and the solar and the lunar path. And there's a crane, and there's always a crane because our mouth, our voice, our palate, and that's how you make the sound of G and J. G and J in French, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, G. Donc, G and G, J. J, it's completely reversed. G is, it's the other way around. What we say in English is French. So the G and the J, it's the other way around in French. So it's very important, this, because that we need the right angle for the spirit to come out the house without being caught on the Netflix hook, Captain Hook, by this Ophiuchus serpent. Okay, this is the true serpent, is Libra, when she merges again with Scorpio and becomes an eagle. But we're being caught in this constellation of Aquae, the Golden Bermuda Triangle, and Venus is the true ruler here, and they're bringing up Vega. Okay, so let's go through my posts. So this was somebody who did a good post on this astro world. So I just put, yup, bullseye, North Star, RG, Romulus G 7 becomes star bullseye NRG. In French, that's pronounced NRG. The J is a G. And in France, it's the biggest radio station. And it means energy. So, you know, they're going to be opening Paris as the big smart city. I'll be showing you the pictures. So we've now got from R Romulus to REMUS. NRG becomes NRJ, the Joker. They kill North America at the Vegas VEGA nerve, and rise par Isis as the new fake smart art dart city. It's all about humanity and our baby. 13, B is the 13, becoming the new fuel. Milky Way RAHU RR, it's the head of the snake. The head of the snake is currently in Taurus. So they want to make the head to crown Taurus, the white feminine, well, she's black earth, but she represents the moon exalted. So the moon goddess, Diana. So on the 1st of October, we've got the white deer killed, Bambi's mother, and now we're bringing up the solar king. So we've had the 77 to 90-degree angles that Jupiter's currently making to the head of the snake, Rahu, and another 90-degree angle to the tail of the snake in Scorpio. So that's one right angle here and 1, 2. And the 007 is that we've got a new MC to DC, which we get blocked in with Sagittarius at MC and Virgo on the DC, when, you know, we should have in another 9 years, the head of the snake will be in Scorpio, Isis, and she should rise merged with Libra. But they're giving us the last 007, but it's a Joker 7. It's the Scorpio 7. Milky Way Rahu, head of snake in Taurus and Tail in Scorpio. RR is 1818. So this is the 369. The line broke, the monkey got choked. That is the new Meta Facebook, which is the flipped 8 of the analemma. So this is the division. This is the jellyfish. This is our diaphragm. Our diaphragm is the jellyfish cut. Milky Way diaphragm, Dorian Gray becomes Osiris, king of the underworld, and humans as animals. Hairy Harry's on all for one and one for all, 4 times 4. Range Rover, Rolls Royce, Russian roulette, Roman Republic. It's all the same thing. Wheel drive, Rover fertility. So some pictures, I haven't looked into any of it. I've seen that True Love's just done a video that looks very good, but I haven't watched it. So look, see you on the other side, through the Looney Tunes. I mean, you know, it's all so ridiculously obvious, and it's everything we've been saying. We're right at that passage. And this is what I meant with the vendetta, with the fireworks, with the you know, I said there would be an event. It was a big day, and it certainly was. The last V for vendetta, V for victory. This is a post from 3 years ago. Las Vegas nerve, you know, this is all the Texas. Again, another post from 3 years ago, talking, this is the Vegas nerve. The vagus nerve is right here. So this is the decapitation, to lose your head, Toulouse. That's why I was thinking there was going to be something in France from Bordeaux to Toulouse, but it will come. It will come. They did the explosion, the fertility explosion, the last time, as we've just had Mercury retrograde on Spica. That was exactly in 2001, for Odyssey 2001 to Odyssey 2021. So you know those pictures. That's not really what I want to show you. I just want to show you, I'll come back to that. So a horse that I've been following, this girl, Eliza Wallace. So Eliza, Mary, Queen of Scots, was killed, and Elizabeth, Queen of Scots, Elizabeth took over. So this is Killing Scotland, Eliza and Eliza Doolittle, Amy Winehouse, who came back with her dog, Sirius, Eliza Pilaski killed 93 dogs. I've shown this in everything. I mean, everything happening is everything. So we had on the 20th of November to open COVID, Amy Winehouse coming back. Here she is. Amy Winehouse coming back with her Sirius dog, killed by 93 dogs in Villers-Cotterêts, because we go from CV to VC, where the armistice was signed, and that's the November 1111, all for one and one for all, two sets of twins, the 2-2. So you see, and wait till you see what was on the newspapers today. So this girl rode a horse called Riot Gear, that I've been following, that I loved very much, this horse. So he wins this competition, and then he dies on the 5th of November. So NRG over. So look, Riot Gear. He died on the 5th of November, and we had the event of NRG because we become NRJ, and I'll show you. This is my post on that. So I wrote about Facebook wipes out everything I write. So in the end, I wrote it very quickly. NRG killed, NRG. Am I recording? Yes. And NRJ, RJ is born. So Rahu, the head of the Milky Way snake, is in Taurus, and they're prematurely bringing up it. We should wait till the head is in Scorpio, but they've got to do all this now whilst Jupiter is in the home of Saturn. This is the story of Saint Saturnin, who was killed by Saint Martin. It's the stag. It's when the stag becomes the solar king. It's the Bambi's father takes over. We are... So N is North Star, Polaris becomes Vega. We are X marks the spot between the 2017-2024 eclipses. Arc de Triomphe, New Egg, from 12 avenues to 8 gate. So, Venus is exalted in Pisces. We leave Pisces, and Venus is in detriment. We've got the morning and the evening star. So this is the energy, the Luciferian energy of the light, of the phosphorus, of the light bearer, brought up. Mars was exactly this time last year in Pisces. Perseus kills the beast, takes the power of Pisces, and he has been in Virgo, where he gave the power to Virgo for the Black Madonna. It's all those videos I've been covering. So we go to the 8 gate. So Venus takes 8 years to do the 5-pointed star. Texas Odyssey 2001 is 2021. Paris, Texas, G7 and G10 is 10. This is say 10. J is pronounced G in French. So J, the Joker, is the rising 2024 Olympics. Smart Art Dart N Eniel. That's the name of my village. 5th of November, V is the 5-pointed Lone Star. V for Vendetta, Energy, 8 people killed, Stampede. Okay, I think that I've just covered all that. You see, Sean, Gracious God, Gigi, You can read that. So these are just some pictures. This is the French NRG with the Black Panther. And there's Jupiter, Pete and Paul. So it's in France, we say Pierre, Paul, et Jacques. So Jacques is the new bringing up with the hooded hero. There's that A and ice, the ice. 2001, the new baby. This is my village. 322. We now flip to 322. 9, Sagittarius, the 9th house. And we've got here, you see, you've got Zion. We've got Martin d'Armagnac. Here's Lupiac. Here's the lake here. And we've got Carchette City. We've got a whole cowboy city here. In my tiny weeny village, we've got a whole cowboy city for events, and they did a porno film there the other day. We've also got a Buffalo City, Buffalo Bill, BB, and they've now opened a new restaurant, BBC, because CV 322 becomes 223, BB or VC or BBC. V is 22 or BB is 22. So we've got a Buffalo City, we've got Carchette City, CC33 crucifixion, and this is the flip-flop, R star becomes upside down. The 2 bulls, where they killed 8 bulls for 2019 Easter Day and held my dog for 2 days to kill him at exactly the same time. A is where we're going, the Eiffel Tower. So you know all that, we covered that. MM is 13 and 13, it's the new baby. And this is the passage, Romulus and Remus. So back to animal, back to the god, to the Sirius, the keeper of 4 corners, the dog gods. And parents, I'll be explaining this, but you know, the children will be brought up by the wolf. No more the rental of the parents is over. The wolves, the big brothers, the older brothers and sisters, children and children together. So that's again, that's how Gemini takes Taurus, because we should go on to the fixed cross now, and they're merging the fixed. They're crucifying the fixed signs in the mutable cross. So that's how Taurus becomes the twins. And in A Brave New World, 70% of women will be artificially inserted to become masculine women, sterile, and they behave like bulls. So there's Bridget Jones, the High Priestess, Virgo. We've got the Gemini up here. Mercury, we've got the yellow Asia, red America, black Africa, white Europe, BJ, Boaz and Jacqueline pillars, and this is the passage we're going through right now. It's James Bond, you see, James Bond, but they've got Goldfinger in here. So it's a French film, The Visitors. These is the aliens are not what you think; they're just beastie men. So I'll be showing you the pictures, but I had to confront 2 young boys who've been, really trying to scare me in my car, whenever I drive, and they speed up and down my road. I went and asked them after 1.5 years of this to please be careful of my animals. And this week, 2 cats, not my cats, have been killed. And this morning, a ginger cat, dead, was on the front of my drive, because the ginger cat is the true Rh negative copper woman, female cats. There was another ginger cat killed at the beginning of COVID, put on my front. Now we're going through the eye. They put another ginger cats. And so, this is the energy of the Mad Max, French Revolution, people coming in. That's what that film was about. So here's Astro World. So again, there's the pillars, the 2 pillars and the passage. And it's all about, going into Looney Tunes, a cartoon world. a complete virtual reality. They've even got, you've got the pyramid and 101, Solomon. So this is the radio, but ours is NRG in France with the J Joker. So North America is killed, frozen, and so you see GG is 77, it's 77. The four corners, we're at the last corner, but they've put a wall, a corn wall. So look, this is like the same as the Arc de Triomphe passage. And this is explaining the difference between G and J in French. And that's how you use your tongue to make those different sounds. You have to touch the top of your right angle, G, J, G, G, J. G, your tongue rises up here. So again, that's just about, there's the big jab, jib, jab, job. And this is the smart cities that they're bringing in. This is what the energy is all about. We become the energy fuel, and the artificial iPod wombs are going to be, you know, the main energy comes from the babies, from the womb. They're creating the artificial womb. This is what Paris will be like. So at the same time, they're cutting down natural forests. They began to cut ours down on the 2nd of September, ended on the 3rd of October, 23 DNA strands. So not real forests, but this kind of fakey, greeny, the Venus Project. The Venus Project was a very famous project. They're doing it. There's the hat of the Seine, the same image we see in The Little Prince, Le Petit Prince. So D'Artagnan, smart art, dart. And there's that passage. This is Paris, Texas. They become the joke. And Paris, the pharmaceutical snake of Ficus, is risen. Be smart, the black and yellow. That is Sagittarius, yellow fire, and Virgo black, rising Jupiter, ascending Jupiter, the bee. Sagittarius with his Virgo girl, but she's not masculine or feminine, she's Gemini and Virgo merged. The new fertility is the B13 of Ficus. So Paris, Texas, that I found in my old video, I'll be showing you, you'll see that it's in the shape of a scorpion. Let's go, let's see a map of Texas. This is from, you'll have to go watch back because I was always a year ahead. Map, Texas. So images, oh no, map. So we want, let's put Eiffel Tower, Paris, yeah, wait till you see Paris. Paris is in the shape of a scorpion. I'm just remembering this quickly. There we go, there's a scorpion. A reversed scorpion, that's the Eiffel Tower. So I'm not sure where the event was. I'm sure that, you know, there'll be a million other connections, but I have not looked at this event at all. I just can't waste more energy on these things. So there's their little Eiffel Tower, and there is the scorpion, and Europe is also in this shape in the other direction. So this is the famous Ophiuchus killing the scorpion, you see. You remember Ophiuchus. I always spell it wrong, I say it wrong. Right, so here you see Gemini, so they put Sagittarius and Ophiuchus here. So there's the dart, exactly where we had Venus for the 5th. Ah, right, okay, so it's that picture. We're not going to get it any bigger. So here we go, Ophiuchus killing Scorpio, and that dart going in to kill her. So it's Ophiuchus, which is Sagittarius. It's Saint Martin, de Tours, Mars and Jupiter, Mars and Tin, the can, the coin, the canard, killing Scorpio. Okay, so it's always been known that there you've got the big foot on Scorpio, killing Scorpio. So they are bringing up, there's Venus for that 5th, that date on the dart, killing Scorpio. So that was really the death of fertility. All the water signs represent the fertility. And, you know, also that Venus, the scales of the snake become the snake of Ophiuchus. He's crowned. There's the corona borealis, the crown. And this virgin girl becomes sterile, free Martin. So back to wherever I was here. Oops. There's Travis, and this is through the screen, you know, no more contact, like we are now on screens. It's all through the screen. And that's at the Meridian Hotel, Hunter, at the end of the film. This is a very old film, and he's already, as all the children today, completely taken over. There's no more parents. The TV, the television, here we go, and the cartoon, and we're in the machine. The film was made a long time. This was, the Meridian is a French company name. There was something about the number of this room too that I can't remember. I covered the film so many times, and you know, it's all happening now. It's all happening now. So the true central upright position is taken, the vagus nerve cuts, it's French, le méridien. And in the film, his brother marries a French woman. So this was that event, Astro World, the fireworks. This was the V for vendetta, everything I explained in the last video. This is the big wheel always, because that's all we're in. We're in the wheel, we're in the astrology wheel. And the Looney Tunes passage, which we see in James Bond. And you see very, very short. This is female. They've stuck that scorpion hair on him. And Riot Gear, the horse that just went. RG becomes RJ. Pronounced RG. So look, we've got Alexa here. X marks the spot telling you about G and J. And there's the M of the Bay. The baby, the free Martins. So this is how they're making the twins. And again, that's V is the 5. And there's your A, B, Alec Baldwin. So, you know, it's the Alpha Omega from A to B. And that's where we are. This jellyfish, this is the diaphragm. Jodie Foster, Jane Fonda. The BJ pillars, Solar Luna. V for Vendetta. And this was the Las Vegas shooting that I covered a lot at the time. He shot from the 32nd floor, 64 years old, somebody UB40, somebody's just died at 64 or something. And that's 3232, 23 DNA is 32. It's the state of grace, 64, when I'm 64. 400 dead, it's always the four corners. And he shot from the 32nd. So that's why Microsoft has 32 megabits and 64 megabits. V for Vendetta. So this was why I was talking. This is the journey of the evening and the morning star. It's the whale's tail. It's the Venus. So we're going now to the Virgo in detriment. The Lucifer, this is the Lupercalia, the green god, Bacchus, this is Ophiuchus, the same thing, this is Lupiac, the loop, the hole, the loop, the wolf, so, you know, opposite of the flow. We go from Notre Dame to the Mad Dams. So the cherry busted, and there she is, the same girl in Paris, Texas. Tess d'Urberville, Tess is harvest. That's what we're living. We've just had all the planets Mercury retrograde around that harvest spiker and waiting for the virgins. This is the passage of the throat, the V for victory. There's the Milky Way that closes. It's the last horseshoe, the bay, the Milky Way closes, and we're being tilted from that back to that and not going up straight. A horse has always got a blind spot, which represents exactly this as well. A horse can't see directly in front of him. And that's all part that neither can people. People who don't get past Chiron, Sagittarius, 5-pointed star. This is the axis out of our throat. We've got a female and the male, and that's now being merged into the one sex. The same voice. There won't be any difference in their voices. So that's how they're making the bulls into the twin. All the fixed signs will be crucified into the mutable gap. And so Taurus becomes Gemini. There's the jellyfish and there's the diaphragm. This is Dorian Gray. The Orion belt is Sirius, is Gemini. It's, you know, it's no longer there. They're tilting us to bring this back up. So that's our vocal cords. The voice, you can have, it's either the voice or the underworld, you know, it's the orgasm. So voice and orgasm, ideas in life are created from your sacral, and the throat are expressions of what you birth. So we've just been through, have you gone through the arsehole or through the voice? It's the Jane Fonda, they shoot horses, don't they? And there's the diaphragm. So we're going back to druids. We're going back to the horsemen, the nomads, that's Asia, and the sacrifice of animals. You know, there's no longer an invisible god. The god is now the green god. This is the Pan Man. This is sacrifice to animals, people on the same level as animals. It's your UN. And there is the right angle, the crane. See the right angle, it looks like a crane in our mouth, and that is the way out spiritually. There's the Lone Ranger, the 5-pointed star. It's the last leg, decapitated. Right. So today, I took this picture in our house, the 23rd house, pulled down at the beginning of COVID to represent 23 DNA. And this is what was in front of my driveway. I had another ginger cat with blood everywhere at the opening of COVID, and now for the passage, the ginger cat. She represents the female, and the Rh negative copper blood is the end. It's the end. 23 house pulled down, and this on the front of the newspapers today. So the fixed cross, this is them already beginning to change it in this picture here. I've got more pictures, but normally we've got Taurus opposite Scorpio. So they've put their La Marianne, the Virgin here, but this is Scorpio, the eagle, which they've got as the hawk, and Leo opposite the man, Aquarius. So all that, they've been mucking this, they've been doing this for years. On the front of the newspapers today, how animals are, this is on the front of the newspapers, we've got the dog, Sirius, and the cat dead on my, so, you know, this was started by Brigitte Bardot, BB, 22, Catch 22, 30 million, the cycle of Saturn, and there's that 47-degree angle. So that's the cats at the end of my driveway there this morning. And this is in the newspapers. So animals inviting themselves into the presidential. So we've got a wolf and a monkey and a stag and a bull. So normally the bull is It's the same thing. The stag and the bull represent Taurus, female, but they've made a masculine Ophiuchus 13th sign, Saint Martin de Tours. Saint Martin de Tours, he is always depicted with the sun between the horns. Saint Martin de Tours, stag, solar. And I've got all these pictures that I've already shown you, but I'm not going to be able to go through. So where's Saint Martin with the stag? Art. Let's put art. So here's the stag, but there's a famous picture that I often show you, all the time I show you, and it's not here. So he's the same bloke as Saint George, the dragon slayer. That just means he kills Scorpio. The dragon is Scorpio. It's the eagle. It's the closing of the Milky Way in 9 years. But they're bringing up the bull. And so normally you've got, let's see, I know, Saint-Hubert, it's the same guy, Saint-Hubert, arts, it's when the dogs are blessed. Saint-Hubert is the big, so there you've got the stag with the cross, it's always the stag, so you see he saw the white stag, there's the famous image, so they put the solar king, and he's there, he's got that little red hat, exactly like Travis in Paris, Texas. So they kill the white stag, and they, just like in Bambi, they bring up the masculine. So coming back to this picture, should be Taurus and Scorpio, the eagle, and it should be Leo and the man. And we've now got a wolf, a dog, and the screaming monkey. 369, the line broke, the moon key got choked. So that is absolutely incredible. So look, they're going to put laws against maltreating animals badly. Yeah, because we're all on the same boat now, animals and humans. Yep. So it's all happening very fast. And so they're showing this little child with the hawk, Guy Fawkes, hawk, Altair. So this is your Sagittarius with the child, the children taking over the children, the big brother. This is the new god. It's animals. It's riot gear. Done that post. So this is all about horse sacrifice. Somebody posted me Indo-European horse sacrifice. So this is all that's coming back, because this is Sagittarius, this is Asia, this is the Mongolians. This is why I was showing you, you know, it really is going to be a circus world where horses are more important. King Louis, he made his stables into a castle. This is the Sun King, Versailles. So this is the artificial womb coming in. And just check out the guy who shows you the artificial womb. This is the iPod babies, Brave New World. So this is all being pushed through the premature babies. And my beautiful cousin has been voted Woman of the Year in Australia because she lost her 3 children. And she has run thousands of miles with thousands of people and raised so much money for these machines. And little does she know that that is exactly what the dark side of our DNA wanted her to do. It's like me when I did Vicky Vibes. We don't know what we're doing until we become conscious. And this is why I wrote about the water babies, that book written in Victorian times that freaked me out. These are the pods, the babies, that famous book with naked babies. So yeah, the grid with Hasham al-Ghali. So this guy's telling you all about, here he goes, black eyes. You know, they made him look like Lucifer. And very important, all the dates, because there's the 24 weeks, which is the Jupiter sign for the Paris Olympics. And all these numbers, that 15 is 555, say 10 becomes Hawaii 05. So must stay in the womb is 24 weeks. So this is what they're now getting rid of, that 24 weeks. They're going to grow the baby from the beginning. There's the 32. And, you know, literally there's just nothing we can do about it. We've just, you know, what can we tell? Look, it started in 1955. That was in 1955. So they just need people like my beautiful cousin in Australia to push this. That's why she's now such an important woman in Australia, because we're going to Osiris, and fertility is the New Zealand Australia, which is being flipped to the new sterile Scorpio, as we saw in Lars's video. Okay, so that's, and you see we're at the end, what it says: the strongest evidence of the fractal nature of our universe is the fact that people come out of other people. Well, no longer. So this is that film, a jump to the left, a jump to the right. We are shown Rocky Horror Show. And this is the old video I did last year. Puss in Boots, Paris, Texas. I go over the film. X marks the spot. That's where we are. The ginger female cat dead in front of my door, made masculine. The Solar King, Rusty, coming up, killing the egg. My village is AIG. It's pronounced egg in English, but it's Aignan, silent G, a silent G, J, JG. So, you know, I just said, this is everything. I said everything I've written about for years in the date I gave you in my last video. I thought a concert hall in Bordeaux. I didn't think, I just mentioned, we just fell on that. And a concert hall in Texas was hit. And the date I've told you about, the 5th of November, my last video. Black moon on the scales of Libra justice and Venus ruler on the dart of the Senator Sagittarius. On the star Vega, conjunct the new North Polaris. The JF Jodie Foster jellyfish diaphragm, Dorian Gray, Travis De Niro played cut, contact, flip-flop, remember, V for Vendetta, double 7, 90 degrees becomes 007, 190-degree angle. That's why he died at 90 years old. 2005 film V for Vendetta, and 2021 is 16 years. Aka 6 and 1 is 7. The last JBBJ 07 angle leg egg. We went through the bullseye. Venus takes 8 years to do the 5-pointed star, Lone Star Ranger. That's why my dog was killed, as 8 bulls were killed to open COVID in 2019. Venus, Ishtar, takes 8 years to make the 5-pointed star. My village, blah, 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 is the 5-pointed star. Easter, Ishtar, to mark the flip of North Polaris here to North Polaris Vega. That's why our village has a cowboy town called CC33 Carchette City, and buffaloes, because we are the French connection. All about the 2017-2024 X marks the spot, eclipses, Paris, Texas, Tess, Natasha Skinsky played Polanski. So you were literally skiing down Poland, pole, and that girl, is called Pilarsky, Polanski's Pilarsky. That is Amy Winehouse. Jellyfish, Medusa, Travis Scott, Sean, Gracious God, GG77LL, Connery. Connery in French means mistakes. So this is something I wrote about Chiron. We are all fallen angels. It is possible to become godly again, but not if you fall for the current harvest of the old world. Sagittarius, the horse, the senator, Zeus. So we go from Zeus to Zeus, Jude Paul, ruler of mutable fire, Tintin, Can, Quan, the fallen man, half beast, horse, and just a Manchester. He's not the whole thing. He's not the whole deal. Up. Man, up. Where's this? I mustn't lose where I was. Manchester, Charon, the son of Kronos, the wounded healer is the Joker, Jude Polo, Mr. Tumnus or Jack. So Remulus and Remus. Tumnus is Remus coming back, the green man, or Jack. He got wounded by a dart, the dart in Aigle, dart in Aignan, D'Artagnan, Puss in Boots, kills the egg, the dart in the eagle, in the egg, Aigle, means eagle in French, Aigle. He rises as a Fucus, Aka the CC33 green man, Bacchus. Bacchus is a Lindian name for Dionysus. So Celine Dion played in Las Vegas. She's a man, the Thracian fertility god, a son of Jupiter. He later became the god of wine. Altair, the fake phoenix, the hawk, the empire of the sun's son. Chiron can heal others, but he can't heal himself. He can ride a horse with a saddle and bridle, but if he fell off, the horse would leave him to die. So you can have all your vache qui rit, but can you have your own immunity system? He rises as Ophuin, I've read that. A son of Jupiter, he later became the god of wine. Altair, the fake phoenix, the empire of the sun's son. Chiron can heal others, but he can't heal himself. He can ride a horse with a saddle and bridle, but if he fell off, the horse would leave him to die. So the Bedouins, the Barbers, they knew how to connect with horses, and if they fell off, the horse would stand next to them. Horses are trained through a process of desensitization, where the horse has trust and he connects. That's what Avatar's about, with the horse connecting. So Ophiuchus is cheating. This is not the true journey of Chiron. Chiron's the last leg, the last horseshoe. You're meant to find your ability to self-heal and to rise back to our godly status before we fell into a four-beasted, hairy animal. This is our moment to come through, or they throw us even, which is what's happening. Most of humanity will be harvested this way. He can ride a horse, he can take drugs and hallucination plants, but he can't do it alone. So we're going to have all the gurus and the hallucination, which you can't criticize anybody's passage in any way they do things. But, Pisces, we're leaving the axis Pisces. You found that spirituality without needing to go through hallucinative, ayahuasca, mushrooms, and all these healing techniques, which are the new green god, earth. It's the shaman coming back. So, it's a necessary passage, just like the spiritual passage. But you got to click out of, there's always a guru behind religion, and also through all this shamanism coming through. It's not completely standing up straight. You've got to be your own master. To heal without cheating, to find natural law again, and to no longer create laws that are tricks and treats, that sell the human as a commodity, and that lie about our true healing and godly powers. He created religion so no one would find the language of the heavens. So that's Pisces, and we're now flipping back to the gangster, Valentine, Cupid, Valentine, Sagittarius. He kills Isis, Scorpio, takes the water to be well, powers we found in Scorpio, and also Perseus, who took Andromeda as powers by killing the beast, which is part of her. It's the depths of the deep ocean. That's just Virgo falling with two legs, taking the voice, coming back to that desire of when that little girl was bad. She was Horus. Sexual transmutation of death and activation of our spine, spin, sign, snake. So this is taken away, the fertility gone. Chiron fell to sin, and he is the last leg gatekeeper home. The litmus test is to get past the joker and to do the inner foundational work. Don't comply to the laws of the imposter Tartuffe, and find the connection to Father Saturn contraction again. So that's Saint-Hubert Saint-Martin. He dragged Saint-Saturnin behind a bull and killed him because he is the true meridian path back up to Scotland, standing up straight. We can grow livers again. Liverpool is the Manchester. This is the story about livers. Again, Liverpool is the Manchester, the home of the cotton industrial revolver solution. Cotton is your DNA spaghetti junction. Got to get past fear of death to be liberated as the self-healer again. That's why in the film V for Vendetta, with his young girl. He takes her through a trauma process, and when she's been completely tortured and she's ready to die, he walks in and says, okay, you can live now. The pharmaceutical snake is not Scorpio, but the Joker, the Green Man. He is chariots of liars. Liar is VEGA. He is not the true father of Cronus. He is simply the flesh that never found spirit again. The journey of grapes, Virgo, to spirit wine, Pisces again. You've got to get past the 12th door, Pisces. This is 3, 6, 9. 3 Gemini, 6 Virgo, 9 Sagittarius. He's not the last door out. The last door out is not the masked hero. It's the invisible realm, Pisces, which they've turned into viruses, hospitals and hotels, and octopuses. Chiron, also spelt Chiron or Chiron, was born under unusual circumstances. His father, the Titan Kronos, was coupling with the nymph Philyra when Rhea, Cronus' wife, suddenly appeared. Cronus turned himself into a stallion to escape her notice, and 9 months later, Philyra gave birth. You see, we should be 12 months in the womb, not 9. My postcode is 32290. 322 is CV, and now they're flipping us to VC. We should be 32212 to get through Pisces. Cronus turned himself into a stallion to escape her notice, and 9 months later, Philyra gave birth to a half-horse baby, whom she reared or abandoned, depending on the myth. So Chiron grew up to be just, you've got to read that. I'll put it slowly so you understand. One of the most fascinating myths about Chiron involves Hercules. So this is him. This is Hercules. It's being turned into Ophiuchus. And while Hercules and Prometheus, while visiting the Centaur, Hercules accidentally pricked Chiron with one of his arrows. The Vashkiri, the Vax, poisoned with the blood of the Hydra. The poison's virulence made the wound incurable. Despite Chiron's skill in healing, and the Centaur was doomed to an eternity of agony. So this is what they're doing to everybody. So Chiron went to Zeus. That's the king of the Jupiter and Pisces. We're now back to front. Zeus, Suez, S-U-E-Z, and offered to give up his immortality in exchange for the freedom of Prometheus. The king of the gods agreed. Prometheus was freed, and Chiron's soul was placed among the stars, where he became the constellation Sagittarius. So this is, we've got, as a punishment, Zeus chained him, chained him to the Cascius Mountains and sent eagles every day to rip out his liver, which, being immortal, grew back every night. Liverpool. It feels beautifully fitting to me that Chiron, Manchester, is just the Centaur, would choose to give up his life for him, the only other god who shows himself a consistent and selfless friend to mortals. So Manchester United football, bought by bin Salman, the Saudi and Arabian, coming back to the Barbers. So this famous woman who rides without tack and bridles, I'm afraid, even if she's incredible, she is a man. And you can see very well here. Look at that arm. Look at the straightness of the back. So, you know, they've got the top people connecting with horses again, and they're all, you know, the main big ones, big sex changed. It's Nelly the elephant's back to the circus. Okay, this is when Jamie tagged me, and that's when I found out about this. And this was in the newspapers: LOUP, the DIAC, Zodiac, the Bridge, So, DIAC, Wolf, Flo, D'Artagnan. So, you know, you can read that, but they are all coming at the moment to do a documentary on the home of D'Artagnan, Loupiac, next to where I live. And this was the Sean Connery, Dub L, Coin Coin, Bullseye, You know, when my dog was killed, Mars was, as in Odyssey 2001, it was on the bullseye, and it was again this year for 2001. We had Mars on the bullseye. So you can read that. I'll read it to you quickly. So means the two angles are merged into one triangle. So you put two 90-degree angles, can make the one triangle. The 777, 277s become the last. MC Sagittarius to Virgo on the descendants. The squared circle, circuit, circus, circ, L, Akat, 71VL, lone. You take the 1, the L, next to it is the lone ranger within you. You meet your other spirit self, or you are merged into just the flesh. Sean means God is gracious, Akat, GG, 77. And connery means a joke, yoke, oh no, egg in French. Connery means you've done something stupid. Say, oh la la la, you say to you, and what have you done? Que des conneries. Vous avez fait que des conneries. You've just done stupid things. So you know, it really is a joke for French people. Sean, gracious God, joke. He died at 90. As the last leg angle is 90 degrees, the last dub L07 is the missing link through the bullseye. The gun is the voice exit. It is her voice. She has fallen. Pisces falls as the little Virgo. Gold finger of Osiris, bone of Iris. He has her voice. Scott Morrison, the Morrison dancers, the skull and bone, waltzing Matilda. It's, you know, the waltz. Waltz Disney. Disney is Sydney. Darwin is the wizard. Is the skull and bone, Tipperary, Waltz Disney, Sydney, Matilda, ill, from well to ill. The Scottish actor Sean Connery is no doubt reminded of what his name means every time he visits France. Connery might be spelt a little differently, but it sounds the same. And the star probably thanks the heavens that he's not French with a surname like that. And they explain here, you know, just what an incredibly weird word. So con is another word for cunt, and to con is the pimp. It's the maverick. It's the guy who deals with his prostitutes, Sagittarius and Virgo. The con man. Okay, anything else? This is an incredible documentary, David Hockney's Secret Knowledge, all about the lens, all about this loop, all about the eye, all about how they did these paintings, how they, you know, they discovered the camera a long time ago. And that came from a post of Angie Hinks, and this, she added the video, but it's just, it shows this optical illusion we're living. It just shows how they change our thinking, change the flip-flop. It's all through the ignorance of humanity that they can flip-flop us and give us a completely fake reality. Anything else since last week's video? That is quite interesting. Read that. Okay, just coming back to the pictures I put today, and then we end on this. But if we go through, just make sure I've got all my pictures here. Hunting horn, HH. Alec Baldwin, that person was an HH. It's the hunting horn, which is the labyrinthe. That's why in my village, on the Incy Wincy spider, drain, a drain in French, well, in English is a drain pipe. A pipe is a peep in French, a blowjob. BJ, JB. Incy Wincy spider climbing up the spout. Yeah, it's all about this flip-flop changes. So that's why we've got in the inside of these French hunting horns, you've got a whole load of pipes, which is like the labyrinthe. 77, the dub L. So here you've got the fixed cross, you've got Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, and Saint Matthew, which is again Matt, my son-in-law. His funeral was on the 5th. These things aren't conscious. It's human beings. We are all part of mythology. They distract you so the real heroes are not seen. My son-in-law is a real hero, and his brother JB was his name, Jeremy Brown and Matthew Brown, Brown Source, Harry Potter, HP Source. You either find harmonic procession or you don't. They're now crucifying. They've got, instead of Aquarius, they've got Jupiter, Sagittarius. It's all completely, I've covered that so many times. So then there's no more man now. I've just shown you. So here's Sirius, the keeper of the four corners. Sirius spelt Cyrus. Sirius. So Sirius was in Gemini. It's no longer in Gemini. That's where I live. Sirius the Great. So, what have they got? All these stupid people. Sirius the Great. Sirius the Great. There he is. The wings, the four corners, the mutable cross. So there he is. Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo and Aquarius. So he is mutable. Maybe the wheel began with him, but they're trying to bring him in as Sirius as Sirius. Opposite Altair, we've got Sirius, the dog gods. Sirius is pronounced the same as this keeper of the four corners. So they're going to put Gemini. They want to keep the mutable cross, Romulus and Remus, replacing now Mary Magdalene and Jesus, Virgo and Pisces. You see, this is we've got the Romulus and Remus, Gemini and Sagittarius, and here we've got Cancer, Virgo, and Pisces. Here's Pisces. Here the V, the true V for victory is to get through the Vesica Pisces, but they've given you the V for vendetta over here. And there is Sagittarius. So mutable cross, fixed cross, cardinal cross, Cancer opposite Capricorn, and this is Cancer opposite Capricorn, and Aries and Libra. So yeah, Aries and Libra, the scales. You see, air signs aren't really animals. It's a higher consciousness. We've got the man, we've got the scales, and we've got Gemini, the twins. Cupid and Valentine. This is the new axis. I think we've covered the most important things. I tried to keep it as short as possible. And somebody's come forward, Gavin, to help me. I will come to you, Gavin, because I do need to set up Patreon and start doing my lessons. But as you can see, I am going through a lot here. I'm very under attack. And I'm back to winter. The days are spent getting warm, walking dogs, making fires, and I work in the evening. I didn't have a reading tonight. That's why I knew I had to do this now. And I hope the subtitles will all be there so you can properly see the last video I did. Go back through my old videos. Go back through my Alchemy Accordance sites, old blogs. Well, I do try to keep up sometimes my blog here, and then I have my old blog for people who are really beginning, but it was before I came back to astrology, so it's a really early day joining dots, but all the basis is covered in my Victoria Cotton WordPress. I did so much work in the old days, but now I've come back to the alchemy. It's all very simple what is happening. Okay, my darlings, you just be careful. Just stay in your own reality and try to ignore. And, you know, we really are in harvest. Next year is catch 22. And who knows how many of us will still be around. I love you very much. Bye, my darlings.